and welcome to this week's What's Hot. But first of all, an apology. Because last week I got so many of you overexcited about the prospect of returning to the beaches of the Costa del Sol. Well, self-selection has been denied because the Spanish don't want us just yet. Well, someone should tell that to Wizz Air. We hear from the budget airline on Wednesday, and they might explain why they are so confident about adding 55 extra routes. Well, investors certainly showed confidence and were salivating over the stock in Emmerson. June the 1st, we were treated to the long-awaited feasibility study about the company's Gezimet potash mine project in northern Morocco. Chief Executive Hayden Locke explains to London South East's Donald Leggett why the project is outstanding.
It's improved, if anything, on the scoping study, which is very unusual for a project moving from the scoping study level of engineering to the much higher engineering categories that are typically associated with a feasibility study.
And who else thinks that Hayden Locke looks like Joe 90 on a police identification lineup? Now, some investors thought that shopping centre owner INTU was on the verge of administration, but not so, because on Tuesday it released a simple 3-page document outlining cash flow projections, which appeased the market. The market was also appeased by the latest investor update from Valirx. Now, the life sciences company has released a COVID-related collaboration update about exploring the use of Val-201 in a combination treatment for patients suffering a hyperimmune response to coronavirus. Well, Friday I'll be watching very closely the investor update from Workspace. Now, in April, the company behind the flexible office space rental released a COVID-19 impact RNS, which was upbeat in tone, outlining how it was well positioned for a market recovery. Now, what I want to know is how it's going to compete against the stay-at-home, Zoom-filled, remote working model that has been adopted by so many of us during lockdown. Now, if you are equity trading jaded, and I'm guessing you're not, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this, but if you are, consider investment trusts. There's the tab on the lsc.co.uk website, and commentator David Harbidge shares his experience in layman and laywoman's terms in his June the 1st blog. So there you go, we're into June. Lockdown restrictions may be lifted ever so slightly, but promise me that you'll stay safe, you'll stay well, you won't take too many risks, whether that's related to health, social distancing, or your investment portfolio. I look forward to seeing you again, same time next week.